What's up, YouTube? Welcome or welcome back to the Saving Men's Lives Network, where all men and boys are welcome and our issues are treated with the respect that they deserve, where excellence is our goal, a place to remind you that you are loved, that you do have intrinsic value, and suggest that you do yourself no harm. Today's video is a little different than what I've done thus far, but it goes to the core of why I wanted to start this channel, but not in the way I planned. News broke a couple days ago that feminist author Norah Vincent, for those of you who don't know her work, she was an avowed lesbian, and I remember hearing her story years ago. This was back in the early 2000s, where she went undercover to write a book about what it was to be a man. She disguised herself. She went to Juilliard up in New York, which is a very prestigious acting and dance performance art school. Basically, she wanted to go and speak to and interact with the best voice trainers, and people could teach her how to walk like a man, the whole deal, because she planned to go deep cover and truly live her life as a man and try to get the inside scoop from a woman's perspective. And what she found ended up costing her everything. First, her sanity, and now her life. You see, what happened was she couldn't relate to us. Feminism had taught her that we were the enemy, that we were these brutish, little more than animals, always seeking to enslave and conquer women and to oppress them. You know the trope, you know the story, you've heard it all before. And so she wanted to go undercover to confirm these things, to say, see, everything I knew, everything that I've been taught is 100% accurate. But what actually happened was, when she went undercover, she was accepted by men. She was embraced by men. She was welcomed with open arms. She didn't expect that. She said that over the course of her 18 months undercover, a year and a half, if you will, she had to fight against what she referred to as misogynistic thoughts that often came up when she would try to approach women, the way many of you guys approach women, to get their phone numbers, to get a date, what have you. And she saw the way women would treat her as a he, and it blew her mind. Now, for some of the women, she broke character and explained who she really was, and at that point, the women would apologize for their behavior. But there's been very few times where any of you guys have gotten that apology. And over the course of a year and a half, she joined a bowling league. She went to strip clubs. She did everything that she thought that a guy would do under normal circumstances. And at the end, it caused her to have a mental breakdown. Now, she chronicled all of this in her book titled The Self-Made Man, where on the cover of the book, she appears as herself, and in a split photography, split screen, she appears as her male version, which she called Ned. Now, all the guys that she hung with were unaware she was a woman. They simply thought she was a gay man, actually, effeminate at the very least. And it wasn't until the experiment was over that she and the newspapers went and broke the news to the guys that she had befriended. She had gone on to all-male therapy sessions. She had gone on to all-male bowling teams. She had gone to the places where guys go. And she saw what she didn't expect to see. She saw the camaraderie that men have for each other. She saw that we aren't just talking about breasts and vagina all day, that we really do have real friendships. She found out when going to the strip clubs that when it comes to attraction, for us, it's largely visual. But it reinforced to her that women's attraction is mostly cerebral. And it's for that reason that a woman cheating is always worse than a man cheating. Because a woman has to disengage her mind to re-engage her body in that way. And as mentioned, she had to fight against thoughts of hatred against her own kind because of how often she saw us be mistreated when she portrayed one of us for this role, for her book's source material. She had a second book to come out after The Self-Made Man and her spiral into madness, effectively. I mean, the book itself was called Voluntary Madness. And it's a photograph of her at the insane asylum she had to check herself into. The pressure, and this is what I want to get across in this video today, fellas. We're constantly under attack by the media and other outside sources, trying to make us look like these animals, these things that don't deserve human dignity, that don't deserve the respect that we have earned by building the world that we live in, making it safe, so that all that's left to do is to complain about things no one in the third world can't find food to eat, whatever complain about. So-called first world problems. But even with that, the pressure of, and I want you to think very hard about this, fellas. Process what I'm about to say very, very carefully. This woman went and got assisted self-deletion. I gotta be very careful because YouTube doesn't like certain words being used. She went and sought someone to help her remove herself from the planet. You know what aside. Because 18 months of dressing like, walking like, speaking like, and presenting herself like a man broke this woman so badly she no longer wanted to live. Everyone listening to my content is well over a year and a half old. What that means is you've had to deal with being male your entire life. You haven't had the option of taking a break, tapping out, and going back to being a female. You've been a guy from day one. And you've had to deal with the pressures that come with being a guy from day one. They say pressure bursts pipes. And that's true. That's true. But pressure also makes diamonds and precious gemstones deep within the earth. See, it's not about the pressure. The pressure itself is a constant. The pressure itself is a universal force. The pressure is always there. The question is, during the pressure and after the pressure, do you get beauty or do you get destruction? And in this case, this woman who her entire life, remember, this woman was a lesbian. She was married to a woman. Had a full-on relationship, the whole deal before that. And she was taught to believe, as most Western women are, that men have it so easy. We're walking around here on sunshine. Rainbows shoot out of our rear ends because it's just so great to be a man. And after a year and a half of pretending to be one of us, she no longer wanted to live. I'm not here to tap dance on her grave. I applaud her, and I'll put links down in the description to the documentary that chronicled all this. She, at the end, showed empathy for our plight. In the end, she, at the end of the process, she showed compassion. for what it is we go through every single day, seeing it for herself up close and personal. And I can respect that. I can honor the fact that she took the time to see what the world was like from the other side of the fence and gain an understanding and write it down for generations after her to read and hopefully understand and empathize as well. I can respect that. And my advice to you, gentlemen, is very simple. You need to take pride in the fact that the pressure hasn't broken you. You need to take pride in the fact that the pressure of being a man, the burden of masculine performance, which lives within and on top of us all, is something that hasn't taken you out of the equation. That you're still here to breathe yet another day. And to those of you who are suffering right now, to those of you who are going through it right now, the pain, the turmoil, maybe you've lost a valued family pet. Maybe you've lost a loved one who was very close to you, meant the world to you. Maybe you've had to bury a child. Maybe your children are alive and well, but their mother is keeping you from seeing them as often as you would like to and need to. Maybe you've put your faith in a woman who never deserved it. Maybe the factory's going to lay off tomorrow. Maybe you got bills piled up off the floor chest high, and you don't know where the money's going to come from to pay them. I don't know what you're going through right now. Maybe you just got back home from war, only to find out that the civilian world isn't what they promised you it would be when you got back out of the military. But I want to encourage you today, fellas, to not be hesitant to get the help that you might need. To reach out to somebody that you can trust, of course. To reach out to somebody and get that monkey off your back. Get that pain off your chest so that you can begin the process of healing. I want you guys to win. And rest in peace to Miss Norah Vincent. I can't condone what she did, but at least now her torment is over. But I don't want you guys following down her path of using a permanent solution to life's temporary problems. I want you guys to adapt to the pain, conquer the pain, and then overcome it, and become better. Come out on the other side of it a better man, stronger than anyone ever thought you could be. Strong enough where you surprise yourself that you came through it in one piece. I love you guys. And I thank each and every one of you who consumed the content. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I couldn't do this without you. And I thank you for your support. I'm going to leave some resources down in the description box that may be helpful to you. If you need them, please don't be afraid or too proud to use them. This is the Saving Men's Lives Network. And that name does not come lightly by me. That said, fellas, that's my time. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell to be notified when I drop a new video. Leave a comment down below. Let's talk this through, fellas. What are you going through right now? Just put the darkest of all thoughts in your head. Let's see if we can help each other out of it and come out on the other side better than we were before. Share this content with a friend, a young man who's going through it, a family member who you think could benefit from what we do here. Never let your brother suffer in silence when the truth can set him free. Till next time, fellas. It's the Saving Men's Lives Network. Plenty more to come.